This is Martin Zollinger recording live at Reform Body Clinic in the heart of Ottawa's Bayard Market. And I wanted to give you what I believe is the absolute best stretch to release your low back. I'm going to talk to you about your low back a little bit. The stretch in particular tends to be more a help for people who live with chronic back pain. So you've been looking for answers for a long time. You may describe your back as it's always tight, it's full, sometimes there's pressure that builds in your low back, and often this type of back pain, it can go to an extreme where all of a sudden you slip and you jam your back. And we talked a little bit about that last week. So if you want to learn a lot about back pain, definitely subscribe to this channel, and our archives are building in terms of just giving you the information you need to manage your back pain. So now you know a little bit about what we're going to tackle today, and I'm going to show you specifically what we're going to target with today's stretch. Okay, so if this is me sitting like this, I'm going to turn this backwards. So now we're looking at your spine from the back. And of course, you can see already, does it make sense why people get back pain? This is an incredibly complex structure, lots of moving parts, okay? Now, and of course, yellow things being nerves, this is why you can pinch, jam your back, and even, get sciatic and lose leg function. I had a new patient call earlier today with a person whose leg is going numb from the low back pinching. Now, specifically, we need good joints, good muscles to live pain-free in the low back. Does that make sense? Because if that makes sense, you're in the right place to learn more about your back. The specific muscle that I'm going to teach you to stretch today, it's a big triangle that sits like this on either side of your spine, literally attaches to all your vertebrae and along the hips. So this is why this area is that low part of the low back that feels chronic tightness, chronic tension, pressure, fullness. And with enough tension down there, you move the wrong way and bang, you hit the floor, right? You slip a disc, throw your back out, as we talked about last week. So what I'm going to show you is the number one stretch to release this. And again, these videos are for your information. You should get assessed properly if you've lived with chronic back pain for a long time, because obviously it's not a great way to live. And we know that 80% of people in Canada live with low back pain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set myself up on this table. So you do need a flat surface. I'm going to show you two variations. The first is if you own a landing, so i.e. a staircase or some kind of a drop in your home. And then the second, if you don't, which you'll probably need like a dining room table or side of the bed is a bit soft, but I think it'll make sense once we go through the action, okay? So first variation of this is if you do have a landing. So this would be like the landing of the top stair, where you can lie on your side, facing up like this. What you want is your hips nicely stacked on top of each other. Okay, so your hips are on top of each other. The top leg comes backwards. Okay, so that's what we call hip extension, and then that top leg is going to slowly drop to the floor. Okay, how low it goes is an indication of how tight your low back muscles are. This QL muscle, we call it. Okay, so right away you should start feeling a stretch in your low back. Then what you can do is if you like, you can cross the other leg to add a little bit of downward pressure, and again you're going to feel this amazing stretch right through that low back, okay? Right through that upper side, that big triangular muscle on the top is just going to get slowly opened up, okay? Most stretches of this type, kind of the long, steady stretches to deal with chronic stiffness, chronic tightness, You need to hold for at least 2 minutes, anywhere from 2 to 3. I tend to max out at about 3. I think there's diminishing returns after that, but go for it. Stretch out your low back. Hit me up with any questions that you have. I'll be able to help you along the way. Okay. If you do not have a staircase, you need something with an edge on it. So this is a chiropractic table, but it's very much the same. You're going to line yourself up in a way that your hips are right at the back of the table. Bottom leg, this one, will stay bent, so you'll be stable. This leg will go straight, and then what you can do is you're just going to let it fall off the back of the table, okay? This one, obviously, you can't use your other leg to add pressure, but as the weight of your leg falls, it's going to pull your pelvis and open up that low back tremendously. Okay. So with any stretching, position is incredibly important. How you set up, how long you hold it for, incredibly important. So again, that 2 to 3 minutes. The other tips and tricks that I'm going to touch on in other videos are, how to apply heat to maximize your stretching, and also how to use either foam rollers or like a lacrosse or yoga tune-up balls to get you maximum stretching in the low back to permanently take out that muscle tension. Because what we see is with people who've lived with chronic back pain, you end up with chronic tightness because your body's pretty smart. If you keep injuring your spine, your brain goes, let's hold your low back tight. And this is called muscle splinting in the literature. And of course, then you live with chronic pain, chronic tightness, injuring your back all the time. And there is a permanent solution to this. So I hope this helps you on your journey. Tag someone, share this. This is a great piece of information that's helped a lot of people in this office already. Thanks, guys. Take care.